These are indeed very, very interesting times for our dear Queen Naomi. Honestly, I'm going to paraphrase what Reverend Esther Ajayi said to Kabiyesi. Okay, and it goes this way: if this is not love, I don't know what else love is. Reverend Esther Ajayi proclaims as Ooni of Ife immediately sent for Queen Naomi upon his arrival from his trip to China. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you know that Kabiyesi has been away for some days now in China, and he just came back. And he hasn't even landed properly, has not even rested. And the gist we are hearing is that the first thing he did was to ask for Queen Naomi to come over immediately. And trust Reverend Esther Ajayi, she had to say something, and this is what she said. Reverend Esther Ajayi was said to have made this declaration because she knew Kabiyesi just barely arrived from China, where he has been for some days. She's amazed at the speed with which he sent for Queen Naomi because, according to the story, not too long after Kabiyesi was welcomed by his traditional aides and Olosirigi, as he is called, he made his request to the surprise of everyone. Even me, I'm wondering because he just came back and he has hardly settled in. And for him to be asking for Queen Naomi to come over, I mean, it's really very amazing. I'm sure he must have missed her so much those few days he was away. Okay, and this really surprised everyone. Like I said, I'm equally very, very surprised. Okay, recall Kabiesi had been away in China reportedly for both cultural espionage and business. When he was sent Queen Naomi video, uh, especially about the performance of Queen Naomi in that Afeni Ferry gathering. You recall that not too long ago, Queen Naomi, displayed that, had that wonderful, that remarkable performance, when he was hosted by the very famous Afeni Ferry. You recall that yours sincerely did a report, and we told you in our report that one of Kabiesi's close allies sent the videos. In fact, he actually called Kabiesi, to tell him about the performance of Queen Naomi, and eventually a video clip of Queen Naomi's performance was also forwarded to him. Okay, while he was there, but now that he's back, it's like I mean, that video wasn't enough or something, so he wants to hear from Queen Naomi himself. Okay, so recall he had sent appreciation message also immediately after that event. You recall we did something about that too. He was so ecstatic, he was so happy, and I mean he was just pouring accolades on Queen Naomi, even when he was still in China. To now send for Queen Naomi, even without properly settling down after such very hectic trip and possible jet lag. One can only, this can only attest to Kabi's special love for his heartthrob. There's no any other way to describe this. Definitely the man will have had some jet lag. I mean, he ought to be tired. But I don't know where this man gets his energy levels from. This man's energy level is on another level completely. Those of you who are keen followers of Ooni of Ife's palace stories, you will recall that this man is everywhere. There's no day that he's not doing one thing or the other. I mean, the man is so strong, very, very strong. Truly, if this art is not love, I wonder what love is. Reverend Esther Ajayi just hit the nail on the head. I totally agree with her. For a man who has gone that far, for a man who has had that very hectic time, to come back and even without settling down is asking for Pinami to come, it can only be love. I tell you this, I'm a man, I know these things. This can only be love. People like us are not surprised, however, because we have followed both Kabiesi and Queen Naomi intractable love conundrum, for a long time enough to know that their love is pure and congenital. I always tell people, these two people, their love is out of this world. It's like they were born to be lovers, they were born to be husband and wife. And that is one thing that the new Oloris are yet to completely fathom. And I believe that is why they seem to still don't, see the handwriting on the wall to understand that they cannot even get into the way of Olori Naomi, because these two people have always known themselves from the world before now. Obviously, that is what some myths have told us, some time ago about these two people. So, if we want to talk about the love story of these two people, we're going to spend probably the whole day and still may not conclude it. Yes, so I mean it. We will not conclude it because the love story is something else. It's a whole gamut of inexplicable love quagmire, difficult to comprehend and impossible to demystify. Yes, you heard me well. You can talk all the talk you want to talk, but you can never truly understand the 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 intricacies involved in this love thing. Nobody understands it. Perhaps only the two of them can decipher and explain to us what is really happening. I tell you. Sometimes I wonder how KBC is able to generate, the energy he uses as is almost ubiquitous. Today he's in Akure, next day or few days later he's in faraway China, and before you know it, he's in Lagos, he's in everywhere. Does it not amaze you how this man, generate these energy levels? I mean, it's amazing. I've never seen, perhaps this is the strongest Ooni of Ife that I'm saying. It's not just strong, it's also, his business acumen is on another level as well. This is perhaps one KBAC that is not just a KBAC, but is also, a serial entrepreneur. I mean, and we can all see things to attest to all this, because everywhere he goes he's creating businesses, he's creating employment, and this helps, take away the youth from crime. Obviously, I just hope that all the kings and obas, emirs, wherever they are able to take a cue from this young man and just emulate what he's doing, because he's doing so much. So his energy levels, is undoubtedly unbelievable. He's the most mobile, business inclined, and result oriented king in Nigeria today, undoubtedly. How he navigates this very tight schedule and still have enough time for his Oloris is something all men, including myself, really have to study. Kabiyesi really must be studied. Yes, I'm saying this. How he combines both ruling his kingdom and minding his huge business investment is definitely another thing, that must be closely observed. And that brings me to the question: does he rest at all? Does it really rest? So back to the original story, you know, you know, as that Kabiyesi is demanding or requesting Queen Naomi to come over immediately. You see, when I heard this story, in fact, I just felt so happy, extremely happy, because this can only be love, like I said earlier on, and it's just God that is taking Queen Naomi higher and higher and higher. So this is the story that came out at this time. And Reverend Esther Ajayi is someone who is not flippant. She's a very serious-minded person, and when she says something, you can take it to the bank. So, so if this story that we're giving you at this time is correct, is authentic, then this is one of the beautiful stories that we have heard of recent, and it's just, corroborates the fact that everything we hear about the upward trajectory of Queen Naomi is actually true. So what do you think about the story that is coming out at this time? Just leave your comments, okay? Because I want to hear from you. God bless you, because I'm going to be with you very, very soon.